lot of England players that leave IPL, and they are facing a criticism in India, ex-player. So any performance will be a fake tomorrow in the criticism of they leave IPL.
I think to your first question, obviously, it's always a pleasure and always amazing playing in front of or at my home ground, but where everything started for me and the city. And absolutely love Birmingham. I love home. My family come and watch, and a lot of friends obviously as well. So and it's an amazing stadium to play. I really enjoy the wickets and stuff. So that's the answer to your number one. Number two, there's obviously as players we just do what we've been told in terms of coming back early, and we came back, and some of us were lucky enough to get 4 or 5 days off and with the family, because obviously we don't see them now until after the World Cup, or when they come, sorry, which is still obviously a long time. So for us, that's more important than anything. The criticism is always going to be there, whether we stayed or we didn't. It doesn't affect any of the players. Once we're together, it doesn't affect anything. My role, as probably always, really, it's been it could be anything, and I could be thrown up the order because of lack of left-handers, and so I just try and prepare for a bit of everything, and I've always done it, even in other formats, and I've just always prepared to um, anything can happen on the day, and the coach decides, okay, you go three today, and or the captain says, right, we need to send a lefty in, you go in. So I always try and prepare for any sort of scenario situation, and yeah, I actually kind of pride myself on that. That not everybody can just come in and play whatever kind of thing. So I do enjoy it, because it gives you an opportunity. I'm down at 6 and 7 a lot of the time, but when the captain gives you a nudge and says, right, get in and go play some shots, then yeah, enjoy it.
And presumably that same goes for the bowling, because sometimes you can open in a power play.
Same with the ball, power play bowling in the middle. The only thing I don't probably do is bowl at the death, thank God. But yeah, it's the same thing. Just prepare. I try and bowl a bit with a new ball, and then slightly older ball, just to make sure I've ticked all the boxes. And yeah, that's always been my sort of mantra in terms of training.
Hi Mo. Matthew Mott spoke the other day about getting David Young involved and talked about maybe getting your vulnerabilities out there a bit. I think was a phrase he used. Has that been in evidence yet? Have you had a kind of heart-to-heart team meeting and got stuff out there?
Yeah, I mean, Youngie was with us before as well, as you know, and we've had a couple of chats. I think it's just bringing more clarity and how that looks and stuff. But having Youngie back in the change room generally is great for the side, and is a good character to have himself away from his work. So when he's in and he's doing his work, he's great to have. And yeah, everyone's different. I guess me personally, I don't use psychologists too much and all that kind of stuff, but he's great for the team. And yeah, just a bit more clarity on what we're trying to do as a side and roles as players. And he's a great sort of sandball for Joss.
What does the clarity look like if you were to try to explain that to an average punter? What does it mean?
You're probably asking the wrong guy, but it's more on how the style of cricket that we want to try and play. What does it look like in terms of, are we positive? Are we trying to be a bit cautious? Are we going to adapt and all these kind of things? And then we just pick, and once we decide on what we want as a group, then we fully 100% commit to that, whether that's bat ball or in the field. And some things are non-negotiables, and what that looks like to the group, and it's obviously quite personal as a side, but that is what clarity is for us.
Okay, we'll do Matt, and then we'll take two more at the front here. One here. No, wait, just wait. Matt.
Can I just ask a bit about your on-field role as vice captain? I guess particularly when Joss is keeping wicket, he seems to lean on you quite a lot to relay messages to bowlers. Could you just tell us a bit about what that entails?
Yeah, I mean, I think over the last year or so, when in all the formats, just captain, like just probably allowing me to get the angles in the field sometimes right, moving players, and not worrying about if Just is saying yes or no. It's just he trusts me in terms of that. Talking to the bowlers a lot of the time, Just obviously we plan, and Just speaks to the bowlers, but sometimes at mid-off things can change, and yeah, just a different probably set of eyes to look at, and just making sure when I speak to the bowlers, I'm making the bowlers real clear on what they want to do and their plans and all this kind of stuff.
I guess there's quite strict over 8 penalties these days as
Yeah.
well with the stop clock. Is that part of it for you?
Yeah, it will be this time, because obviously it's going to be strict, and these things are we can't take lightly. So yeah, there's a lot of trust within the group as well. The bowlers enjoy having me, I think, at mid-off a lot of the time and talking to them. So hopefully that can work.
Just wait for the mic, one here, and then we'll do 2 here, 1 here. Go ahead.